Crystal Colours back in the building. What's everyone saying? Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's good. Me and Kevin, we're back again as per usual for another review. And this time around, we've got a special artist, one of my favorite artists right now, that just released her fourth studio album. Sometimes I may be an introvert. Obviously, I've already given it away. The artist that we're talking about is the talented, the incredible Little Simz. I think obviously since we started doing this, man, this is like the most excited I've been for a review for obvious reasons that we're going to get into shortly. But yeah, like I said before, this is Little Simz' fourth studio album after she dropped her critically acclaimed album, Grey Area, back in 2019. She released like an EP last year called Drop 6. But obviously that was just like, 3 or 4 songs. That was just a little teaser for obviously the album that she's just dropped. And just before we get into the video, bro, like when it comes to Little Simz, man, like what is your opinion of her? Like, have you been a fan of her before or not so much?
I think it's changed. I'm more of a fan than I was before. Her first earlier stuff, I think the album Stillness in Wonderland, and I believe also a Curious Tale of Trials and Persons. Those albums I found them to be a bit muddled and a bit confused, not cohesive enough, and I was just had enough, and I was like, I'm not gonna take her music in anymore, and let it be. But things have changed drastically. I think when Grey Area got released, obviously you were a massive fan of it. Loads of people were a massive fan of it. I was not able to listen to it because I was not in a physical or mental space to sort of take into new music. And I wasn't able to take into new music probably till 2020, late 2020. And I'm happy that this album has been released now, and to sort of go back and to see, listen to her now as an artist. And I found it that what was there before is no longer here now. Do you get me? Like, this album is a really good album, and I'm very happy that she has improved to this extent. And it's great to see, man. It's great to see. What about you? What's your journey been like?
My journey with Little Simz, man, it's been an interesting one. I mean, I think back in 2015 is when I sort of came across her music, and obviously back then, like, I could see that something was there. Like, I could see that she had something, but it wasn't really connecting as well as it's connecting now. And I remember we did have conversations about Little Simz, and there were a few things that we said that, those are sort of like a few critiques that we had of her, understand? But I feel like I was sort of, even though I agreed with you on a lot of the points you made, I felt like, again, there was something in her, like that, if she had sort of just fine-tuned those couple things, she could be an incredible artist. I didn't think, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not going to sit and bullshit. I didn't think that she would be this good,
Yeah.
I didn't even see this coming, even though I saw something, I didn't see this. So yeah, man, I'm just so glad that she's now come to a point where, for me, she's one of the best artists in the UK, without a shadow of a doubt. We were talking off camera, and I was saying that, for me, this is my opinion. If Little Simz is not in your top 5, just in terms of UK artists, that list is invalid to me. You know what I mean?
It's a statement that I kind of agree with it. She's done really well. Though I need to also listen to Grey Area anyway, probably. But for this album, you're not wrong.
And I think obviously Stillness in Wonderland and the other album after that, like, it had a couple joints on it, but again, it wasn't really connecting. And then Grey Area came out, and I remember I heard a lot of people talking about Grey Area. So then I said, you know what? Let me give it a listen. And bro, I was literally blown away. And I remember I told you, man, that was my favorite album that came out that year. It became my favorite. I kept on talking about it. And yeah, I just couldn't believe, like, the transformation, in such a short space of time. Right. And then she came with Drop 6, which I thought was a good EP. But then this album now, this is just something else. Obviously, we're going to get into it shortly, but this album, for me, she solidified herself now, innit? Understand? She solidified herself, and I just feel like You know, it's great to see this from an artist. You know, the fact that like, because I always love to see an artist grow. Do you understand?
Yeah. But it's very rare though.
It's very rare
Like,
to
it doesn't
grow to this
happen
extent.
often.
Yeah, exactly. It
Yeah, it doesn't happen often.
It doesn't happen often. The fact that Simbi has sort of, you know, she's in that company now. Like I'm just so happy for her. But yeah, bro, like with that being said, I mean, let's just get into the album. So what were your overall thoughts on this album? Were you feeling it?
Yeah, I really like this album. I think it's a very good album. It's very cohesive. The listening experience is very cohesive, and the production is really great. I mean, the production of a record like Two Worlds Apart, like the soul sample on that is just beautiful. It's luxurious. It's something that you could hear, you know, Kanye, Alchemist, Madlib, those type of producers just wanted to produce a record like that. And she literally is, you know, lyrically snapping, you know, with breathing a line like Nash kicking up a fuss like Bruce Lee. So, and then other lines like you use me, confuse me, accuse me, it's truly a movie. So very interesting sort of play of words, and, you know, there's great rhyming overall. And it continues with like other literally record, for example, that, let me just get the let me get this song name up. I Love You and I Hate You. I mean, that's really, really quite an interesting you know, record, where she's literally talking about you know, her dad not being there in her life, and, you know, the issues that it sort of caused in her life as well. So literally very heartfelt lyrics as well, and that are quite obviously extremely deep, and, you know, get us to sort of understand her more personally as well, and also what an effect that the absence of a father can have on someone's life. And that again goes into Little Q. You told me, you know, we have to reshoot this again 2-3 times because of technical issues, but you told me that it actually is from the perspective of her cousin, and it's very interesting to sort of to see. Yeah, Little Q, and it's very interesting sort of to see like her cousin sort of grow from having that sort of anger, and then no longer having that anger, once understanding that what the person that stabbed him did it because they also were
as this is damage diseases.
Yeah, that's just damage diseases. Yes, perfect. That's just damage diseases, and it's very interesting to hear such level of depth of humanity. Do you get me?
And growth as well.
And growth, yeah, because that is certainly the case. Like, you just realize like loads of things, especially things of that nature. It's not you. Do you get me? It's just an it's not you. It's more of that person and the circumstances that they're growing up in, and stuff like that. And I also come up with other record like Misunderstood, where she talks about essentially being, you know, misunderstood, and talks about like various sort of scenarios where she should have been misunderstood, whether that be with her sister and also a lover as well. And the production is literally glorious in that. And those are sort of the elements where I think the album for me, you know, does amazing for me. But that's what I like. And what is what you liked about the album?
Yeah, bro. I think, bro, like, you know, I told you this off camera, but this is literally one of the best albums I've ever heard, period.
Yeah, you remember saying that.
Yeah. This is literally one of the best albums I've ever heard, period. This is one of the most well-produced albums I've ever heard as well. And shout out to Inflow, who's the producer. He produced the records. If you don't know, Inflow he's part of that sort of collective Soul. They're sort of like a sort of a UK-based band, innit? A UK-based collective. And do you know what? He produced Michael Kinaka's album. He produced the whole of that album.
Oh, okay. Now that makes completely more sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah, he also produced Cleo Soul's album as well. You know how I love Cleo Soul.
Oh, okay.
He's literally, Inflow's literally, and he also produced Grey Area. You understand? So for me, he's one of the, like, Inflow is one of the best producers, like, in the UK, period. You understand? So Inflow, shout out to you. You know, shout out to you. And
it's good that you told me that, alongside of that the Little Q was from a first perspective of her cousin, because I had no clue, and I've heard, obviously, we all heard loads of Inflow stuff as well, and he's really is talented. Like, you can hear literally the soul element there. He's really good. But yeah, go on, sorry.
Yeah, and like the chemistry that they have, I remember Little Simz was talking in the interview, like the chemistry that they have is literally unmatched, and you can tell from this album alone, you know. Let alone Grey Area. Grey Area was a phenomenal album, but this one, I feel like, you know, is a step above, and that's very hard to do, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to shout out Inflow because this album, yeah, is literally one of the best produced albums I've ever heard. But bro, like from top to bottom, man, like I was literally blown away. I can't even like. I was blown away. For me, it's rare, yeah, where like an album can literally grab my attention from start to finish. And bear in mind, this album is 19 tracks long, right? It's 19 tracks long. So like the overall listening experience of this album is just so enjoyable. Like I've listened to this album like more than 10 times since it's been released. And every single time, like it just seems better than the last, you know? Like this album is so enjoyable, and just even like the introspection on this album is phenomenal as well, along with the production.
Yeah.
Like Little Simz is one of the best, not only is she one of the best rappers in the UK, but she's one of the best songwriters in the UK as well. You know? Even like again from the opening track. Because you know, okay, you guys should know by now, like for me, the first track off an album sets the tone.
Sets the tone, yeah.
It sets the tone. And that first song, for me, that set the tone. You know?
Okay. I've got a differing opinion, but we get into it.
We can get into it because essentially she's this sort of summing up what it's like to be an introvert. She's giving you an insight into what it's like to be an introvert. You know, I think some of the lines she said on the record. I mean, sometimes I might be introvert. What's it called?
I think I got the line that you're trying to say. Sorry, let me get it up for you, man. Yeah.
So obviously, even on the first track, like, you know, when she's giving us an insight to what it's like to be an introvert, you know, with lines like, sometimes I might be an introvert, there's a war inside, I hear battle cries, you know, mothers burying the sons, young boys playing with guns, you know, that is this like wow, you understand? Because essentially what she's saying is that she knows that she's an introvert, and she knows that she can be her own worst enemy at times. You know, I think there's also a line where she's talking about self-sabotaging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, the line that goes, there's a war inside, that just goes to show you that introverts, they're constantly battling with themselves. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They're constantly battling with themselves. Like, obviously, being an introvert is not easy, innit? Especially being an artist and being an introvert. Because as you know, like with an artist, like, you know, you've got to sort of be kind of out there, like you've got to promote your music. You know what I'm saying? Like you've got
I mean, it helps better if you're an extrovert for sure in the music industry, because
even in your music, there's times where you have to tap into vulnerability. You understand? It always to produce the best. So it's not easy. You can tell like throughout the duration of this album, even when she's talking about a relationship with your dad on "I Love You, I Hate You," you can tell you can tell that wasn't easy for her to do. Even I remember, I don't know if you guys have watched this, but she had a Tiny Desk, what's it called?
Concert. Yeah, you put it up on the group chat. I didn't see some of it. I
put it up on the group chat. I remember she performed this record that "I Love You, I Hate You," and before she performed it, she basically gave like a little monologue. She said that like it was very difficult for her to write that song. Do you know? It was very difficult for her to write that song, because obviously, you know, she's talking about some real deep, vulnerable stuff.
And I feel like to add on to your line, sorry, it's just also about her talking about like the anxiety also caused her as well, and an irregular heartbeat as well. So it is understandable from, you know, obviously from what you're saying and also what she said in the performance, the Tiny Desk performance, that she's tapping into things that most people don't really talk out loud. Do you get me? And that's quite commendable thing to do. So
and again, like the first track, man, it for me, it set the tone. And even like I said, the production, the orchestra strings in the background, it hits hard. You understand? Like it hits hard, and I just feel like in this track, like Little Simz is conflicted, because it's like she knows that she's an introvert, but it's something that she's trying to sort of get out of, but it's not easy. She's, you know, it's a constant battle. You understand? I think she said something along the lines of the yin and yang. You know what I mean?
Yin and yang of being. I'm looking at it up here. Yin and yang of being a human.
Of being a human.
If I got it correct. Let me see. But yeah. So the fight between the yin and yang, fight you never win. So the humans, that makes me an anthropologist. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, it was just cold. And then obviously, you know, you've got other tracks like Little Q, you know, which we
yeah. Little Q is one of my favorites as well. I love those. Yeah,
my favorites. You know, when she's talking from the perspective of a little cousin, Little Q. Which was brilliant. Initially, I thought she was talking about her, but no, I found out that she was talking about her.
Yeah. So likewise, it's good that you told me as well, because it made more sense. Because I was like, "What? She got stabbed?" I was like, "What?"
Stabbed up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, I was confused. I was like, "Come on, did this actually happen?"
Yeah,
because I never heard it before. So yeah, it kind of makes sense now that you said that it's her cousin. Makes more sense.
Little Simz can talk in another person's perspective, yeah, and like the fact that she can do that, and it just seems so heartfelt. Do you understand? It's like
I think that's commendable, 100%.
It's commendable because because a lot of people wouldn't know that she's talking from another person's perspective because of the way that
100%,
it evokes that emotion in the record. Do you understand? Like, she wasn't the one that was stabbed, but it seems as if she was by the way she's talking. Do you get it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, she's able to tap into that emotion, which is a credit to her as an artist. You know what I'm saying? And you know, obviously Speed as well, which kind of reminded me of a few records on Grey Area.
Yeah, like old school, old school grime, and then I think it's contemporary, like hip hop. Yeah.
But obviously, if you listen to Grey Area, like there's similar records on there that sound that sound like this. So for me, she's taking it back to her Grey. Even Standing Ovation as well is another record that could have easily been on Grey Area. Obviously, that's her just, you know.
Standing Ovation, yeah.
Yeah, that's her just, you know. Yeah, basically that's her just like, you know, talking her shit, really. You understand? Like, you know, basically commanding respect, you know, respect. You understand? Which I feel like now she deserves. You understand? Like, you can't not give the respect she deserves now. You feel me?
Yeah.
Man, like this, bro, like throughout this whole record, man, I don't know, like, I mean, again, another one, Point and Kill, phenomenal.
Yeah. I feel I don't know some to Point and Kill, my opinion as well, but I love that the record is able to sort of mix sort of different sounds. Like, obviously it's very soul heavy, but obviously with Speed we kind of get the contemporary, we get the grime, and then we get the contemporary hip hop elements in there. With Point and Kill we get kind of like old school Afrobeat or I can't remember, like, I feel like Cootie type of vibe as well. And it's really quite, it's very much funky, basic group as well. And it's lovely to hear her talking in Pikni, like Nigerian English, singing that dialect. And that's the same with the record with Fear No Man as well. So yeah, it's very, it brings a nice different flavor to the album as well. And it still sounds cohesive with the album. But anyway, that was my
even bro, it's true. Even in the softer records, you know, because there are some soft records on here.
Yeah, 100%.
About Love, Like I See You, brilliant record.
Yeah. I was gonna. Yeah, I'm glad that you said that. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, bro. You can.
Okay. No, above. I think I see you, and I see you. The lyrics on I See You are exceptionally brilliant, and the brilliance about I See You, it's not as simplified. Let's say, you know how a lot of rappers be like, "Oh yeah, you're a bad bitch, you're a 10," these empty sort of platitudes that they sort of use. Like, she literally is going quite deep in of what makes this person great, and also what has made their love sort of stronger. And it's really beautiful in the way that she paints those words as well, and also the production adds onto the element. It really is heartfelt. And that makes it such a fantastic record, 100%. And it is. If someone made a love record, I'll give that as an example. Like that goes more beyond than someone just being a trophy. Do you get me? So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. It's a beautiful record, man. Like, just the way that he's talking about their connection, their love. You understand that? Like, it's very beautiful. And then obviously, you know, the two closing tracks.
100%. Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a very good shout. Yeah.
How do you get here? I mean, that for me, that could have easily been the closer. You know, that could have been.
Yeah. 100%.
That easily could have been the closer, because I mean, man, that record is this, bruv. You know, I can't lie. It's an emotional record. You know, it's an emotional.
Yeah.
You can even tell, like, you know, Simz, like, she's had so many doubters. You know, she's talked about it a number
Oh,
of times.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
I'm
she's.
not
Yeah, I mean,
surprised that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
you're looking
I
at one.
mean,
I'm looking at one of them. You know.
Bro, 100%. During that period of time, yeah,
yeah,
100%.
but rightly so.
100%. I was one of them. I was one of them. 100%.
Yeah.
I
And
put
even,
myself in that category.
yeah. And even like I said, even though I did still see something in Simz, I still had my little doubts in it. But like,
Yeah.
But you can tell that Little Simz has had many doubts, whether they were right or wrong. I mean, isn't it? But I think like they like some of the doubts that she did have back in the day had some sort of validity. You know what I'm saying to them?
Yeah. I feel like I say, yeah. In terms of the doubts, I think it had 100% has some validity. But I think in the song she's just talking about the general doubt that loads of people have, that for people who follow their dream. Do you get me?
Yes.
And with obviously in this song she's just charting like, you know, like from her school days, you know, like giving out mixtapes to sort of people to listen to her albums. So her general career trajectory up until now, and then, you know, essentially through the chorus singing some people or the vocalist singing how did you get here, fam? And yeah, it really is a beautiful song, and 100% it could have definitely been that closer because it's so heartfelt as well.
So
great record, man. I love it as well.
Yes, it's a great record, man, and you can tell again like this the raw sort of emotion that Little Simz, you know, is spewing on the record, man. You can just tell that, like, you know, again, she's just it's taken a lot for her to even continue making music, and the fact the fact that she's stuck with it and now she's here, she's you know, she just she's now got a top 5 album with this, you know, and
yeah, you said 10K, isn't it? 10K first 10K, week, is that what you said? Yeah, which is she's independent as well, isn't it?
She's an independent artist,
yeah,
well, like so. Along with the acclaim that she got with Grey Area, now she's seeing the commercial success as well, and
100%, yeah.
And I mean, Little Simz has been doing this. I think she said in one of the lines in one of the songs, yeah, she's 10 years deep into this rap stuff.
Yeah. I mean, because her mixtape came out 2010, I think.
Yeah.
Or latest 2013, I think. I'm looking on Wiki. Yeah, Shaq's Fame was 2010, so 100%, 11 years, you can even say.
Yeah, and even just to add, I remember, like, I don't know if you've seen this, but she was on a program with Getz recently, and I think them two were reminiscing about, like, because I think they've known each other for a long time, and I feel like I can't, like, don't quote me in this, innit, but I feel like when Little Simz was younger, Little Simz's mum took her to one of Getz' shows or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I remember she got to meet Getz at that show, and she introduced Getz. She introduced, like, her mum introduced her to Getz, and then her mum was like saying, listen, my daughter's going to be a star one day, to Getz. You understand?
Oh, wow.
And then obviously Getz was, because Getz must have asked Little Simz, do you remember the first time we met? And Little Simz was like, nah, was it at thing? It was just like, nah, it was at that show that your mum took you to, and we met backstage, and your mum was...
so Getz remembers, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah. And I think that was over like 10 years ago. So it's like,
wow.
Yeah. So it was a beautiful story, and for me, that this ties into this song. How do you get, like, what's it called?
Yeah,
you get here, you know, like,
yeah,
you can tell it's been a journey, you know, it's been a
it has long one
journey, but it's been one that's been worth it, because she's getting the acclaim that she so rightly deserves now. And obviously, again, moving on to the last, I think you touched on this as well, moving on to the last record, Misunderstood.
Yeah, Misunderstood. Yeah.
Which is another beautiful record, you know what I'm saying, where she's...
Oh, yeah. Sorry to even cut you off. I was like, the singing, the solo is reminiscent of Erykah Badu, and I was literally thinking, like, yo, if Erykah had heard this, she would be pissed off, because she's thinking, like, yo, like, mom, I could fit this, I could kill this as well. And again, like, I love that. What's his name? The producer that you mentioned.
Inflow.
Like, Inflow 100% has heard some of those neo soul artists that we've mentioned as well, and also some of, like, this Jay-Z stuff, like,
even Common, like, even, like I said, even, you know, like Lil Q, that could easily been on Common's B or
you can hear those,
yeah,
you can hear those, like, soul identities that you could have heard, like, other, like, hip hop artists when they've done like a soul inspired album, you know, utilizing those influences. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah,
You were
no,
saying earlier.
but yeah, like bro, like for sure, and yeah, misunderstood, man. Again, even though how did you get here could have easily been a closer. I feel like misunderstood is a good closer as well. You
Yeah, it
know,
was a brilliant track. It was a brilliant track. I loved it.
It's a brilliant track, and yeah, it's giving us an insight into the relationship with her and her sister, and you know, saying
Her
lines,
lover as well, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
her
yeah, her
lover,
lover
yeah,
as well.
saying lines like secretly hoping that I'm done with the pen and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
mad. Yeah, it's kind of mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of yeah.
Even, bro, even some of the like honestly, yeah, you know what I mean. That's this like your own family could be plotting against you. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Man, it reminds me of the many people that me and you both know that tried to make this rap thing, and even we thinking like, yo, you're dead, fam.
But you know what it is though? But you know, Kev, you know it is? It makes sense because he comes from a Nigerian household, and you know, like with an African, they don't get this music stuff in it. Like most of them don't get this music stuff. So most of them, yeah, remember she said it in Point and Kill. Want me to be lawyer and be doctor, so it's like,
yeah.
So it's like, you know, I think it was her dad or mom hoped that she would have gone down the lawyer route.
But that didn't happen. That didn't manifest.
The typical African, you know what I'm saying? The typical African dream. But she didn't go down that route. She chose to stick with the music thing. And again, one of the lines where she said in the lyrics where it's like, no, I can't stop like with this music thing because God gifted me this gift. You understand?
One of the records that she said.
So I can't stop it.
I think that's in the standing ovation, or I think it's a standing ovation.
Maybe.
I think standing ovation. Yeah.
So, like, it seems that Little Simz has always had this. She's always had a plan and a vision. Do you understand? And
yeah, she has immense belief in her talent, which is.
And no matter
I think, and also, go on. Sorry,
yeah,
go on.
I would say, no matter how much pushback she received, she said, "Nah, I'm not." You know what I mean? This is my calling, and I commend for that.
Yeah. 100%. And I think that immense belief has also led her to improve as an artist. And I think the best example could have been when this was like 2015, 2016, when she tweeted about BBC not including her music in one of the sort of big playlists, and she was completely unhappy about it. And I was literally thinking, like, why the fuck are you tweeting these people? Your music is not even that good, and not even a critical level. If it was well on critical level, 100% she could have sent out that tweet and it would have been a valid statement. But commercially, she wasn't even doing anything. But her immense belief have now improved herself, and I think she probably did think to herself like, what's better than I can do? And obviously we've seen it, like you saying, the album like Grey Area, and also this album. So credit to, it's that immense belief. I think that's the value and the value that she has also pushed her to improve immensely as an artist. And I think that and also to be self-critical, do you get me? And to look back and sort of see where are my shortcomings. And I think she's done all of those things, probably more things that we are not privy to. And we've now consequently have got, you know, great music. So yeah.
And just to quickly touch on like I was saying before off camera, like it seems as if, especially with this album, one of the reasons why like I love it so much is the fact that so much meticulous effort, time, and thought has been put into this. It has. The album cover, you understand?
Yeah.
To the album name, you know, if you guys don't know, sometimes I might be an introvert. It's an acronym of her actual name, Simbi. You understand? Which is very clever. And for me, this is one of the best rollouts that I've seen in a long time. And it's also one of the most unusual rollouts as well because, you know, she announced this album back in April, I think, April, May. Remember I told you, Kev, like, you know, that she announced back in April, May. And, you know, the release date was September. Do you understand? And that's really kind of unusual because, like to have like a 6 or 7 month rollout is not really common anymore. It used to be common back in the day, but not so much. Do you understand? And yeah, man, everything has just been like, you can tell like everything has been meticulously sort of planned. You understand?
Planned,
planned, and this like the rollout for this album has been well thought out. You know what I mean? And I commend her for that. That just goes to show you how serious she takes her music, you know, and her art. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I agree.
Yeah. Like shout out to Little Simz, man, for that. For real.
What did you not like about the album? I think it's a hard question for me to ask you because it seems like you love it. For me, I have some gripes with it, but we'll go with you.
Bro, to be honest with you, yeah, like I can't really say like it's like maybe the only thing, yeah, like that the only small critique that I'll have, yeah, is maybe some of the interludes were kind of pointless, if that makes sense. Like
Okay, yeah.
Some of the into like, you know, I mean, I think the rapper that came to tea, that's one of the interludes. Like some of them make sense, you know. But then others were like, yeah, this really, I mean, I could have done without this, but it's not, bro. That's just me clutching at straws, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Okay,
you know, that's just me clutching at straws. Like, yeah, like, bro, honestly, like, yeah, I'll probably say that's the only thing. Maybe some of the interludes didn't have to really be on here, or maybe a couple of them were kind of like out of place. But bro, apart from that, man, I can't really say anything. This album is near perfect, man.
Okay.
So how about you, man? What were your
I think my issue is surprisingly is also her sort of songwriting or her rhyming. And I think that's best encapsulated with her first record. I found, for me, listening to it, I think your listening experience on that record is a bit different from me because I found that more confusing. I felt like she went through, she was sort of trying to sort of establish a lot of these images of whether it be pain that's sort of going on in the society, pain inside, and I felt it to be confusing in terms of the sort of the concept that she was going for on the intro record. Unlike, let's say, a record like I See You, Misunderstood, or other record where the point and the focus and the theme is so clear that you kind of get it immediately and it sort of sticks with you. And I think there's also another record as well on this album that's quite similar to that as well. Spare with me one moment. Sorry, this was here. Sorry to add on. I don't about my example or what is that I'm trying to sort of say on the intro about the intro. What I didn't like about it. It's like line like this. She goes, "But if I didn't take these winners' flights, that's career suicide. There should have been a friend when your grandma died. I see the illness eat my aunt laying in her bed." It's like you're going from, talking about your friend's mother dying to see the illness eat your aunt. I mean, obviously there's a connection there with death, but we're going to two different people now. And I believe she was establishing that image initially, talking about her friend's grandma. So it's a bit confusing there. And then there's also in the Gems interlude, there's a bit of the naff lines where it was like 2 + 2 is 4, 1 + 1 is 2. And I think she was trying to allude to sort of that whole Gems is about, following intuition, following your heart, and, make decisions based off that. And there's some little bit empty sort of platitudes as well. And I think also that same sort of like confusing rhyme structure is also on Standing Ovation as well. That I was like, again, I'm trying to picture that. And for me, it was a bit interesting because, like I said, on some record, like she gets it. Like even a record like Woman, like it's clear, it's obvious, and it's brilliant. A record on, I think, Point and Kill is just a good example. How did you get here? But other than those gripes, it is a very good album. I ain't got anything else I do not dislike about the album. Also, last thing as well, the British narrator as well, man. And the only reason why I find it so cliche, like I find it, is when American Donnie's gonna hear it, and I played it for Serena, and she already thinks that's how British people speak, innit? So it's going to be annoying how loads of like British people, like American fans are gonna be like, "This is how these niggas speak. Like this is how this nigga speak." Like, do you get me? But yeah, other than that, that's my grab. Other than that, it is a good album. I'm pretty much in the same ballpark as you, except from those grabs that I just said. Yeah,
that's normal. Okay, so bro, just to sum up, man, what are your overall thoughts on this album? What score would you give it?
I like this album. I think it's a very good album. Definitely one of the best albums this year. It's sonically cohesive, interesting sort of production choices, beautiful lyrics as well. Bit naff at some points as well, a bit on off.
So as a score, I think I'll give it an 8. Sorry?
Yeah.
So sorry. Yeah, so as a score, therefore I'll give it an 8. I think this is 100% will be in loads of people's end of year list. It will be in my end of year list for sure. And I think it deserves the accolades it's getting now. I think it does. Though for me, it's not. I don't see it as amazing, but I still agree that it is a good album, and I wouldn't be surprised if years to come, loads of people mentioning, as one of their favorite albums of all time. Will I have an issue with it? No, I wouldn't. Because I think it's a good album. So yeah, shout out to her. I think she's done really well.
Yeah, no, for me, bro, like, I just want to say this, yeah, like, as Kevin, like, I collect vinyls in it, so
yeah.
I must have, like, as soon as I finished listening to this album, I must have just went on the internet and copped obviously her vinyl in it. And this is significant, yeah, because for me, yeah, if I copy your vinyl, that means, you know what I mean? You know what that means, innit? You know what I mean? You know what that means. Like, you know what that means. So yeah, bro, like, for me, I already told you this off camera, but this is one of the best albums I've ever heard, period.
I remember you telling me. That. Yeah,
one of the best albums I've ever heard, point blank, period, from any artist. And I mean, Simz, like, you've literally, I didn't think it could get better than Grey Area, but she for me, she topped Grey Area, and I thought that was impossible to do. You know what I mean? It's just like Kendrick topping To Pimp a Butterfly, or Kanye topping, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like, it rarely never happens. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the fact that she's done that, Little Simz, like, honestly, man, like, I really have no grasp of this album from top to bottom. I think this is flawless. Like, and I think, like, in years to come, this will go down as one of the best UK albums in history. Not only even one of the best UK albums, I'm doing her disservice by even saying that, one of the best albums in history. In history. I feel like this will go down as one. And yeah, man, I like this album's just breathtaking. Like, it's stunning, literally stunning. And man, like, my score, I was so close, yeah. Like, I was so close to giving this a 10 in it. I was so close to giving this a 10, but I'm gonna give it a strong 9. I mean,
okay, that's still a very good score.
That's still a very good score. Without a shadow of a doubt, yeah. Unless Kendrick, Frank, unless one of the big hitters, yeah, drop a phenomenal album this year, this is gonna be.
That's your favorite one, is it?
That's gonna be my favorite one. This is gonna be my album of the year. Someone has to come with something near perfect, or basically something perfect for it to top this album. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, Kendrick, Frank, I've laid down the gauntlet to you. You know what I mean? I don't think you guys will do it, but like, you two are one of the best artists of all time. So I'm giving you a chance, but honestly, I don't expect it. I feel like this is going to be my album of the year for 2021, and rightly so. And yeah, like, this is definitely getting the flowers that it so rightly deserves, and I'm so happy for Simz. I'm so happy for her, and I'm very, very interested to see, like, what she's gonna do from here, because even though I didn't think Grey Area would be topped, and it has been topped, Kevin, I will be completely shocked, if she was ever to top this album. Like, I will literally be like I'll be like. Then we have to start talking about Little Simz as one of the best artists in history, fam, because you know what I mean. Like honestly, bro, like, we have to start putting her up with the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? Rolling Stone, all the man. Yeah. We have to start putting her up
with Kanye West, fam.
Kanye West, bro. We have to start putting her. Bro, we have to start
with the Roots crew and them man, fam.
Kendrick,
D'Angelo,
bro,
Marvin Gaye, all of them.
Bro, we have to start putting her. If she tops this album, my guy, yeah. So yeah, man, I'll give this a strong 9, and this is definitely my album of the year, and I don't see any album topping it. I don't see any album topping it. So yeah, man. But obviously, yeah, like, that's that's our thoughts on the album. Obviously, let us know what you guys thought about the album. Let us know if you loved it, if you hated it. If you didn't love it, let us know why. If you did love it, let us know why. And yeah, man, like, we just reached 500 subscribers not too long ago, and obviously we're trying to hit 1K. So guys, obviously subscribe to the channel, help us to reach that 1K before the end of the year. And yeah, man, obviously me and Kay will be back again real soon with another review. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what to do. You know the drill by now. And obviously, stay blessed. Until next time, peace.
Peace.